Hi there, my name is Alan Lamont. I'm going to bring the revelation of the Jesuit general being the Antichrist. I'm going to do that through the number 13. I've been researching this for quite a few months now, but waiting to really do deeper research on it and bring it forth. So I'm going to bring this revelation forth on the internet now. Now, what I want to reveal first of all is this. The number 13 is a satanic number, and if you look on this video, you will see on the description section of the video, you will see all of this revelation that I've put in order so you can actually do your own research on this. But what you're watching right now is a video of the Jesuit Black Pope, Pope Francis, at Rome's Church of the Jesuit, and you have really the reverse of the number 13, because this is a high mass unto Ignatius Loyola, the first Jesuit general. Okay, let me start here. It was on the 13th of the 3rd, 2013, that Pope Francis was elected to be the Pope of Rome. Now, he was not elected by the conclave. He was elected by Hans Kovenbach, who resigned in 2008. I'm convinced that Pope Francis is indeed the Black Pope. Now, we also have three generals today. We have Hans Kovenbach, Adolfo Nicholas Pachin, and we do have Pope Francis, but Pope Francis himself is the Jesuit general of the Jesuit order. Now let me go deep into the number 13 here. 13 is the secret satanic number of the Black Mass. It's revered by Satanists, and you find it all the way through this structure across the earth, the satanic Luciferian structure. Now let me explain first of all. Okay, on the 13th of March, which is the third month, 2013. So there you have three threes. That's what you have there. But also, it's the revelation that Pope Francis became the Pope of Rome on the 13th of the 3rd, 2013. Now that is not by coincidence, that's by Jesuit design. This is the way the Jesuits work. Now I'm going to go into the background of this so you can comprehend completely what I'm bringing out here. Okay, I'll do this right now. The number 13 is really the symbol for rebellion. We read in the book of Genesis that NIMROD rebelled. He rebelled against God himself. And we can read this in the book of Genesis. I'll go into this right now. That was the beginning of the rebellion against God himself. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. That's Genesis 14 verse 4. But then we read about really the real rebellion that began, which originated with Nimrod himself, and the number 13 originates with Nimrod. So 13 is really the symbol for Nimrod himself. That's what the number 13 represents. It represents Nimrod at the Tower of Babel and the city of Babel. And Nimrod was the 13th from Adam. Also in Genesis 14 verse 4, it says 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. And the number 13 is also the number for Satan himself, who rebelled against God himself. It's no coincidence. It is the secret satanic number, And it's no coincidence also that if you read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 13 verse 13, it says, quote, certain men, the children of Belial, are children of Satan, Lucifer, they have gone out from among you, and have withdrawn the inhabitants of their cities, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which you have not known. And the Spirit of God has recorded that in Deuteronomy 13 verse 13, where it describes these sons of Lucifer who turned the people against God, saying, let us go and serve other gods which you have not known. So the sons of Belial, the sons of Lucifer, rebelled in Deuteronomy chapter 13 verse 13. No coincidence. Also, Revelation chapter 17 verse 1, we read about the great whore, and that consists of 13 letters. When you add up the great whore, it's 13 letters. Also, when you look at the US $1 bill, you will find 13 stars around the eagle, or phoenix. You have 13 stripes belonging to it, 13 arrows in its left hand, 13 leaves in its right side, and the pyramid on the right side of the US dollar has 13 layers. The US dollar is a Luciferian portrayal of Satan and Nimrod, with the all-seeing eye being Lucifer himself. Also on the American dollar, and also in the United States, you have the 13 colonies. Why not 12 or 14 or 15 colonies? Why is there 13 colonies in the United States? And it says on that dollar, in God we trust. But the Bible says in 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10, the love of money is the root of all evil. That's the truth. The God that they trust is who? The God of this world, Lucifer. And I'm going to explain who the Jesuits really are and why they are operating now out in the open according to the number 13. But let me say this first of all. If you look at the American dollar, you have E pluribus unum. That has 13 letters. New World Order, 13 letters. You have Anut Coaptus, 13 letters. Now I will explain what's happening with Pope Francis. You see, the Jesuits of Rome have put their symbols on the American dollar, predicting the rise of the Antichrist, because the Jesuit general, the Black Pope, will be the man of sin. This is all by Jesuit design, and you will find this. Also, I'm going to explain this before I talk about Pope Francis. It's no coincidence that if you read Revelation 13 verse 1 to 3, it says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? Okay, close the Bible. Pope Francis was elected to be the Pope of Rome on the 13th of the 3rd, 2013. And this is by Jesuit design. Also, the age of the Pope, when Pope Francis became the Pope of Rome, that was at the age of 76 years. Now if you take 7 and you add 6 equals 13. Also, understanding that he was elected to be the Pope of Rome, as I've said, on the 13th. The 3rd of the, 13th of the 3rd, 2013. And what we have here is a revelation that the Jesuits are truly bringing forth the beast, whose number is 666. Also, if you look into the structure of the Jesuit order at the highest levels, they have their rules, and you will read Rule 13 of Ignatius Loyola states that we may be altogether of the same mind and in conformity. So when you look at the dollar, American dollar, what you're looking at is a prophetic hidden revelation, a secret revelation by the Jesuits, and they've buried their prophetic revelation into the American dollar. But at the top you have the all-seeing eye, which is Lucifer himself. It's Satan, and it is the great whore. It is the Catholic Church that would bring forth the beast. We read that very clearly by the Spirit of God in Revelation 17 verse 3, where it describes that the great whore rides the beast, but then the beast destroys the great whore. So what's going to come next, the next agenda for the Jesuits, is to destroy the great whore, to destroy the papacy. And all you have to do is just look at this numerology. The Jesuits are working according to their laws of Ignatius Loyola. That's what they always do. They always work in harmony. Also understand today that we have the Black Pope. Pope Francis is the first Black Pope to become the White Pope. That's never happened. You see the Jesuits working in harmony and conformity to each other, in the sense that Hans Kovenbach stepped down as the Jesuit general, and he gave the power to Adolfo Nicholas, but only to really divert people away from the truth that Pope Francis is himself the Jesuit general who was elected on the 13th of the 3rd, 2013, after Pope Benedict resigned. So you have a Black Pope resign, you have a Black Pope positioned, you have a White Pope resign, you have a White Pope positioned. They're working in harmony, they're working in conformity with one another, according to Rule 13 of Ignatius Loyola. If you look into this revelation I'm revealing to you now, and you look at the information I've put on the description section of the video, do some research, because what we have here is the revelation of the beast. We have the man of sin coming forth, we have the Antichrist coming forth. Let me just end with this, because what you're watching here is a video of Pope Francis himself in the Church of the Jesuit. That is the headquarters for the Jesuit order. Now, understand this. This Mass in honour to St. Ignatius of Loyola was performed on the 31st of July 2013. That's really a reversal of the number 13. So let me go through the structure again as I bring a conclusion, to bring clarity to what I'm revealing here. Pope Francis was elected to be the Pope of Rome on the 13th of the 3rd, 2013. That's the 13th of March, the 3rd month, 2013. 6 months exactly over. That's another revelation of, 666. You have 6 months after his election. He reverses the date of being elected on the 13th, and he actually performs a Mass to Ignatius Loyola on the 31st of July. What's the purpose for reversing 13 to 31? That's to reveal to those at the highest levels that he's the Black Pope. He's exposing himself through that reversal of the number 13 as also the Black Pope himself. That's why you will see him take his position even above Adolfo Nicholas, who is subordinate to him, in the way they operate in this service. Okay, it's very clear that the Scarlet Beast will be the Antichrist. The Jesuits are pioneers of the Antichrist. They understand who they are. And all you have to do is look at the US $1 bill, and you see clearly the pyramid, which obviously has also 13 levels leading up to the Eye of Lucifer. You see, 2013 is the time when the Antichrist will rise. It's the time when the dragon will give him his power. It's the time when Lucifer himself will begin to take his place over the Jesuitical one world government. We have a Black Pope today who rules over his New World Order, adding up also to 13 letters. We have Anut Coeptus, 13 letters. This is a Luciferian one world government ruled over by the Black Pope today.